Okay, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And it's very nice to see everyone. Thank you for coming. Gabe, I haven't seen you for a little while. Are you in your car? No, you're actually in a house.
No, I'm in my car.
Oh,
Hello,
you're in your
Venerable
car. Your
Katy. And
car's.
I'm sorry I've been such a stranger for so long, but
It's okay.
it's
Nice
1
to.
p.m. in Australia, so it's
It's
a
nice
difficult
to
time.
see you. Yeah, I know the timing is
Lovely to see you.
not that
So I'm
easy.
going off video.
Okay, do that. And also, of course, Gabe, like Mary, is also looking after an elder parent, so that's also an extra job. And maybe others of you are too as well. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Let's just settle to a nice, comfortable seated posture. And you're both feet flat on the floor, about a hips width apart, and shoulders are aligned with the hips. And just imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Just imagine you're lengthening your spine. And just go to the crown of the head and release any tension there. Relaxing your scalp and the forehead, the eyes and nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, back of the tongue. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest and the belly. And all of your limbs. And go. Just notice the sensation of the breath as you inhale and exhale. The nostrils, the chest cavity, the belly. And then be aware of any sounds in your environment, just allowing those sounds to be there and trying not to follow with the mind. And then just notice how your mind is this evening, this morning, the middle of the day. Some of you. For Shrey, it's early. Some of you, it's really late. So just check in with yourself and just see where you're at. Notice the thoughts rising, abiding. And then try not to get caught up in the content of those thoughts, the emotion. And be objective, curious about what you see. Just think now about all those people of our life, our loved ones. Some people in our life are so precious. Some people are in our life just not at all precious. And then we have strangers. And they're all, these relationships can be interchangeable. And they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They're just like you and me in that they want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. Excuse me. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, for all sentient beings and all the people who are kind of under the threat of, this kind of war in Israel and also in Iran. There's all these innocent people getting caught up, trying to leave, can't leave. And then think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with this power of regret. And we think we sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as suffering for us in the future. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And we can also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of suffering. And then we think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance, and we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us, we're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left over the left hand underneath the right, closest to the heart. And the left is holding a bell, representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. Enlightenment, infinite compassion, infinite wisdom. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And now we come to the power of remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely, and it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trina meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuro Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Trina meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Trida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. And again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it happens as instantaneously as when you walk into a room and flick on a switch. When that room's dark, it instantly dispels the darkness. So same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment, depression, neediness, bitterness, grudges, anxiety, disappointments, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And now the purification of even the imprints of negativity of our body, speech, and mind. So imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar. So the nectar pushing down all the negativities of the body, then pushing up all the negativities of the speech, and then the light coming again and just blasting all of the delusions. And in this way, we are eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anurakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And it's really crucial that here we make a determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. So really rejoice in your effort and coming along and doing the practice, and then making this making this decision to not want to harm. And then think of something that perhaps you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow. Maybe it's something you have been kind of, chipping away at for a while. And then think Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So, however you understand emptiness, even if it's just the word, place your mind there for a moment, and we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, any insights, any positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Okay, we're chanting the names of Manjushri. Completely free from every kind of substrate. Whoop. Established firmly on the path of space, a splendid wish-fulfilling jewel in hand, the best of all that's precious, omnipresent. The great wish-fulfilling tree, most plentiful, the greatest of all great auspicious vases, fulfilling the aims of living beings, a doer, an ally most beloved to all creatures, aware of good and bad, aware of times, the omnipresent knower of the pledges, upholding pledges, conscious of occasions, awake to varied aptitudes in beings, with expertise in threefold liberation. So let's just have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift discovery of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, for all of your own individual teachers, for everybody in Israel to stay safe, especially Shrey. I know we're not supposed to say just one person, but this is the person we know. And then, of course, everyone in Iran as well. And then, I have a friend, Venerable Angie and I, whom she's Iranian. She lives she's one of Rinpoche's neighbors, married to an American, and her mother lives there. So I can't imagine how she's feeling right now. So I don't know. It just kind of spreads out. Anyway, everyone, sleep well. Have a good rest of your day, you people who it's daytime, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much. Lots of love, everyone.